You think this is what they meant by pearls before swine? For those not in the know, style was a mechanic exclusive to Lumiose City in X and Y that worked kinda like friendship. And given that Lumiose City is the main setting of the next Legends game, we might see it, or at least an iteration of it, come back. Now, what is style actually used for? Mainly unlocking things and getting discounts on things you already have access to. It was a neat system, but unfortunately there were a couple of issues that really held it back. Much like friendship, there's no way to actually get an exact measurement of how much you have at any given point. You would either have to keep track of it yourself, or just play it by ear. There's also the issue of how you go about actually getting style. Most things you can do to add to your style, such as riding a go-goat or getting your hair done, only give you about 1 or 2 per use. There's a couple that give you 3, and only about 1 of each that give you 4 or 5 that you can actually repeat. And while you start getting benefits in around 10 style, you don't actually get anything that's super notable until 25. Heck, you don't even unlock new hairstyles until 50. Friendship is, of course, in a similar spot, but at least with friendship, these are things you would naturally do over the course of an entire playthrough across an entire region, not things you have to go out of your way to do in one city you visit on occasion. That is, if you're doing things the intended way, not the way everyone actually did it. See, you can get style points by buying certain items at certain shops in Lumiose. So, a quick way to grind out an insane amount of style in a relatively short amount of time is to buy one item, one at a time, ad nauseum. As long as you have a decently sized bank account, you can max out style in like less than 30 minutes. It's honestly a little funny. It leaves style as this almost unintentionally perfect representation of X and Y as games, something you have to go out of your way not to immediately break over your need to engage with meaningfully. It probably would have worked much better if the kind of things you did all over Kalos rather than just Lumiose, but considering that just Lumiose is all there is to this game, why not bring it back? Speaking both hypothetically, and with the knowledge that we're only working from a couple of trailers, what would style as a mechanic look like in a game like ZA? Assuming that it keeps its same basic principle as being a means to unlock things and get discounts on things you've unlocked, there's actually a lot of ways they could integrate it into this game pretty seamlessly. For instance, it could be a reward for quest completion, whether that be main story or side quests. You could even throw in more niche milestones in there too, like having walked a certain amount of distance, or having eaten at enough restaurants, having achieved enough Mega Evolution with enough Pokemon, things that you would naturally do over the course of a game like this. This solves the issue of the system being tedious to engage with, while also keeping it from being something they can just break over their knee with very little effort. It can also be used to pace out rewards based on where they expect players to be around in their playthrough. They could also possibly reward style by completing certain minigames, kind of like the balloon race in Legends Arceus, except not the worst thing ever. Like, imagine dedicated go-goat racing, or maybe some kind of platforming parkour challenge you do on the rooftops using the Rotom phone. You could of course also bring back some old favorites like mixing berry juice or having your frou-frou style, though maybe have the style gain for those be tied to being once per day, so that people can't just spam them over and over and over again. And considering that customization is almost certainly going to be part of this game, we can assume that buying fancy new clothes is probably going to up our style as well. Though this is all working under the assumption that style gains will be applied to our player character and not anything else. But what if that weren't the case? What if, instead of applying style to our player character, it was applied to, Hotel Z? You know, not to diss the main man AZ, but his hotel? Looking a little bit shabby. It's a little bit drab, a little bit understated, if you will. Could use a bit of freshening up. You know, nothing major. Maybe just a grass type over here, water type over there. Maybe put a ghost type in the closet to get little ones every now and again. Panache, a little zest, a little je ne sais quoi. That, my friends, is something this place direly needs, and something that could easily tie not into just style, but the main game's loop of the game. We could be going around capturing Pokemon to help work as waitstaff in the hotel, or maybe using the data from the Pokedex entries to make some kooky furniture or some such, or even collect the items that they drop when defeated in battle to help make some sort of custom meal plan for the Pokemon and people alike. All this to take Hotel Z from a drab, no-style roach motel to the premier place to visit in Lumiose City. That might even be Urbain Taunie's wish for the ZA Royale, to make Hotel Z the greatest and best hotel in all of Lumiose City. This would actually bring style closer to the star ranks in Legends Arceus than anything else, which I think might be a neat way to keep some consistency between the two games, you know? Of course, this is all conjecture at the end of the day. There's no guarantee style will be coming back in the game at all. Even though I think it'd be a great idea to bring it back, and it'd be a wasted opportunity not to bring it back in the game that's set in the city where this mechanic was exclusive to, there's no guarantee it'll actually come back. This was all just some fun speculation on a feature I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone else discuss being brought back for this game, which is honestly a little surprising. But hey, maybe this video could serve as some sort of jumping off point for other features and mechanics that were in X and Y we could see return. Like, O-Powers. Yeah, you remember O-Powers, right? Everybody loves O-Powers and Mr. Bonding. It's bonding time. It's bonding. It's bonding time. Bonding again. Oh no. But that's enough yapping from me for one day. My deepest and most sincerest of thank yous for taking the time to watch this video all the way till the end. And if you really enjoyed it, you know what to do, with all the liking and sharing and subscribing and all that. And if you particularly liked my art throughout the video, you might be pleased as punch to know I'm working on my own little web series. There should be a preview for it up on the screen right now. Alongside that, there should be a playlist of all the animated shorts I've done up till now, including some Legends ZA ones. Check it out if you have the time. There are some right bangers in there, don't you know? Anyways, about time I pay my bill and head home myself. Little Miss Big Bones here is gonna need to get all the steps in she can after having that huge meal. Okay, bye-bye now.